everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. And everyone who is new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope you also join me in this DIY. What we're going to use, we're going to use the smaller tumbling tile blocks. Make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash so you always have enough. I have here my container with everything inside. Make your own container, what you like to use for your crafting. Of course, most important is of course the wood glue, or maybe you can use some hot glue, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here some paint, and I'm going to do it in the season 4th of July, red, white and blue, but of course it's also the colors of my country, the Netherlands. So I love the 3 colors, but you can choose any color you like. You don't have to do it seasonal. I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet to wipe away the glue. What we're going to make, we are going to make a house, but we will see what kind of house and how this will turn out. Join me. So you see already the first step is on the table. We have 4 rows of 4, so 4 rows of 4, and this will be the bottom. It will be a lot of 4s today, so I hope you are into the 4s today, because it will be a lot of sets of 4. So again, we're going to roll them together, lay them flat on the table, and we make one, not almost a square, but at least a little bit like a square, maybe a little bit more like a rectangle, but we're going to squeeze it, and we're going to squeeze this one also. Always work from the inside to the outside and give it a pressure also at the ending. Of course, if you want to clean up first the front, and then you're going to move it fast, turn it on the side, clean up the mat and do the back side, and always go back to make sure that you have a straight line. Place it straight up, turn it over and do the back side. And again over here, you do the same. Place it straight up, and you can even, it already sticks so much that you can even take it off of your table. And again, clean it up, turn it over and do this side. Now we go back, make sure that we have a straight line, and then we're going to let it rest for only a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them, lay them over here. We do some glue on the top side, over here. We do some glue on this side and roll it together. Do it over here. And number 4 is the closure up. And because we only wait a couple of minutes, you can easily fill in the open gaps. And that's what you want. You want as less open gaps as you can. So we're going to wipe away the glue. Always go back also with the sides. Don't forget the side that they have a nice straight line. Place it straight up. Clean up your mat and turn it over and do the back side also. Now we're going to place this aside, and we're going to make 2 little sides, because we have 3 stages in our house. And like I told you, we have again 4 sets of 4, and we're going to do the same again. We're going to place them flat on the table, make on the small line, you do some glue, and you roll them very easy together. And over here, and this will be for the first stage, the sides. And again the last, and number 2 and number 3, and we're going to squeeze them this way, and again over here, and give it some pressure at the ending to be sure that everything is sticking nicely together. We're going to wipe away the glue also from the top and over here, and now we're going to turn it over, clean up your mat, do the back side. Again, straight up, place it down, go back, feel with your fingers, because you want to have a nice line. And again, you do this one, the back side, and the last. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes, and we're going to turn them. We're not going to make 4 of them. No, we do 2 of them. So we do some glue over here and glue it together, and we do here the same. And of course I do the sides too high, because I don't want to have my house too high, but you can of course do 3 if you want to have it even higher. So you can size up if you want to. And again, place it over here, do the back side, place it straight up, clean up your mat and do the back side. and we're going to let this rest. So, and you wouldn't expect it, but again, 4 rows of 4. So we're going to do the same, and I do it as fast as I can. And then we have our first stage of the house. And also the house you can do maybe 4 high. You can choose anything you like. So again, number 3. And the last, number 4. And I'm going to squeeze them and clean them up. But of course, I won't bore you with that. So I gave them a couple of minutes, and I'm going to turn this one in one straight line because this will be the top of our first stage. And again, over here, roll them together, and the last, and fill it in over here, also the sides. And then we're going to gently fill in the open gaps, and also go back to the sides and feel with your fingers. If you have, of course, a carpenter square, then you don't have this problem. I have one, but I am so used to doing it this way. So you maybe, if you maybe you have one, then you can easily, and you see already, if it breaks, doesn't matter, just glue it together again, give it some pressure, and you see already you are fit to go. And we're going to let this rest in for at least also a half hour. So now we're going to start with stage number 2. Of course, we have now 1, and we can easily build further for stage number 2. So we do again 4 sets of 4, and this will be again the sides of the stage of 4. So again, roll them together. And the easiest that it goes really fast. And the last. And then we're going to squeeze them together and make a straight line and give them a couple of minutes drying. So again, we're going to turn this to also, we do some glue on the tops again. And this way. And over here. And we're going to squeeze them, press them together, fill in the open gaps. You see already, even when it goes from each other, just place them together and just give it some pressure, and you are fit to go again. Wood glue is very forgiving, and you can even redo it now. Sometimes I even break things off after a half hour, but I have really some power in my hands, but not everyone has that. But of course, even when you have 20 minutes, you still can, and you think, oh, this is not right, just break it off, because you can easily break it off again. So again, now we have the 2 sides of our second stage. So now we're going to close the second stage off with this plank, of course, what we're going to make of it. And then we already have 2 stages of our house, and you can leave it with 2, but I'm going to go for 3 to give 3 layers, but at least some kind of shelves you can decorate with it. So you can place this house anywhere in your decor. You can do it from both sides because he will be open. Normally I make pieces which are most of the time closed, but this time I want to leave it open so you can place it maybe even on a tray. So you can do more pieces of more things with it, not more pieces, also pieces inside, and I'm going to clean it up the rest, and I'm going to let this rest. So we're going to turn them, and we're going to make 1 plank from this one, and then we have our 2 stages finished. So again, and number 3, and roll them together this way, over here, and fill in the open gaps. Oh, you see already. Wipe away the glue, and then squeeze them together. And we are going to let it dry in also a half hour. So now we're going to go further with stage 3, and this will be the last. So again, we roll 4 sets of 4 together, and this will be the sides of the number 3. So again, over here. And the last. And we're going to squeeze it, press it together, clean it up, and we're going to go further then. So again, also this one, we're going to turn this way because this will be the last side of number 3. Place it together. And everyone who is, of course, doing this with me, You know now the only need what we need here afterwards is the top of the third layer. And then we're going to go further and we're going to look for if we are going to get a roof on top. I don't know how I'm going to make it yet, but we will see. So, and you see the last 4 sets of 4 will be the last of the third stage. And again, roll them together and then you are really finished with, I think, the 4s. At least I hope you, hope we are. We will see. And again, and this one. And then we're going to clean them up, push them together, and we're going to let this one dry for a minute. So now we're going to place all 4 of them this way because we are closing it up with this one. At least for this first part of the house. And the last. And roll them together and then we're going to give this also a ½ hour drying and then we're going to build in the base of our house. So again, wipe away the glue and let it dry in for ½ hour. So if everything is correctly, you have now 4 pieces of the longer one and you have 6 pieces of the shorter one. Then you have everything complete. So 4 of this one, 6 of this one. So now we're going to make the base so we get one of the bigger ones like this. We're going to get 2 smaller ones and we're going to do this on top of here. Place it at the ending, feel with your fingers and of course also on the other side one. Over here and we're going to place it over here on this side. Feel with your fingers that you have it on the inside. And of course also on this side, feel with your fingers that you have it on the inside. Wipe away the glue a little so you can feel it a little bit better. This needs to go more to the inside. And we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. And of course get a small brush or maybe a little bit bigger if you don't have a smaller like this one. I think I can show it you a little bit better over here. And wipe away the glue just from the inside because you don't want big pieces of glue over here. So we're going to let this dry in for a little moment, but of course we're going to place this one aside. We are going to get another big one, place it over here, and we get 2 smaller ones again. We do the same, so we can work a little bit harder for that we have it finished, this one. And we do over here the same, do some glue on the tops and we're going to place it over here at the ending. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line and clean up. And of course we do the same over here. Wipe away the glue, make sure that you have it on the inside and give some pressure. And always go back. You can better feel one time extra than that you later think, oh, this is not great. I should have done, I should have checked it out. And of course, we're going to go for the inside and we're going to wipe away the glue also over here. And we're going to place this on the side. We're going to get this one back. We do some glue on the top, over here and over here. And we place one bigger one on top and feel with your fingers, make it a little bit pressure, not too much because everything is not totally dry yet. Place it on the side, feel with your fingers and make sure that you press it together and feel with your sides. And now you're going to turn it and you do here the same. Make sure that everything is fitting nicely inside. And give it some pressure. And we're going to let it dry in for a little moment. But of course we're also going to do some glue on this one. Over here. And over here. And I'm going to get this one. Place it on top. And we're going to give it some pressure, not too much, because we don't want that it breaks. Wipe away the glue. and feel with your fingers that you have it nicely on top of each other. Feel also the sides, don't forget the sides. Turn it around, and if you do everything with patience, just don't press too much and just be careful that you don't break it. And again, feel with your fingers. Also check the underside because it's still not totally dry yet. So always go back, feel with your fingers, and then you're going to let it dry in for at least 10 until 15 minutes. So now you get one of your this rectangle. It is not even an like I would say a square, but of course it is not a square. We are going to do some glue on this side, on the underside, and we're going to place this at the ending. Be careful, feel with your fingers, and again you see already I'm a little over my piece, so I need to go in for a little moment this way. I'm going to get the other one, and I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to place it on this side. So again, feel with your fingers, and I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, and I'm going to let this dry in for at least also 10 until 15 minutes. So now I'm going to carefully do some glue on this side, over here, and on this side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this box, but of course I'm going to do it very carefully. Going to place it on top of here and feel with your fingers and go back and give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. And give only pressure on the sides, not on the middle, because then it will break, because like I told you, it's not totally dry yet. So again, what you can do, place it on the side and go back and look for this way. And I'm going to turn this one and I'm going to look it over here also. And if you are happy how he's looking like, then you're going to let this part dry. I placed a little bit closer. This is how he's looking like in totally. And you can easily use it already this way, paint it and do some little things for the season inside. You don't have to change it up, but I'm going to try to make a roof. So now we're going to make the roof, and the roof we are going to start with this. The half of the roof is one of 11, a row of 11, a row of 10, row of 9, row of 8, row of 7, and a row of 6. So we're going to do very easy. We just do row them together until one piece over here. And of course you can make your roof any way you like, but I like that it is looking really like a roof. And it is very difficult, even when you use your jigsaw, it is very difficult to saw out, because you always have to go straight, and straight is always, even with a jigsaw, I think that when you have some electrical saw, that is maybe a little bit better even than a jigsaw, because then you have it flat on a table, and that's always better than what I do with my jigsaw. But of course we don't have that kind of tools, at least I don't, because most of the time I'm not really lucky with tools, knives, and that kind of thing. So I most of the time cut myself. So I find already a jigsaw more than enough. So, but make your roof any way you like. I just do it this way, and at least it looks really like a nice roof, and that's what I like. And it is not crooked or something else. So again, the last row, and then we already have the half of our roof, and this way. And now we're going to squeeze them together, clean them up, and then we're going to do the next step. So now we have, like I said, the row of 11, the row of 10, the row of 9, the row of 8, the row of 7, and of 6. What we're going to do, we are going to do very easy. We do some glue on the one of 6, and we're going to place it straight up. And of course, I place this one on top over here. I do it really difficult right now, but it What I mean is, of course, we're going to start with the one of 11 is over here. We're going to take the one of 2, we do some of 10, we do some glue over here, and we're going to place it on top. We have the one of 9, do some glue over here, and we place it on top. We do the one of 8, and we place it on top. Of course, we do some glue on this one of 7, and we place it also on top. So now we're going to place it this way, and I'm going to squeeze all of them together, and you see already we get a kind of a stair. So don't do it as difficult that I did, just glue them together. Make sure that you have in each space the same, because that's what you want. So you get a nice block of your tumbling towel block. So we're going to place it aside. Always before you look that you have it where you want to have it, because later it's difficult to move around. I think over here and this one, and now I'm going to let it settle in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do now a row of 5, row of 4, row of 3, and a one of 2, and a loose block. So again, over here we place this one on the side, and you see already I'm really spilling with my glue. We do the one of 4 over here, and this is already one row, the one of 5. I think you already know where I'm going to go with my roof. And this is 5, number 2, and the one of 3. And this way, squeeze them, squeeze it, and we're going to clean it up and let it dry in for a little moment. So now we have the one of 5, we're going to get the one of 4, we do some glue, place it on top, we do the one of 3, and we place it on top, one of 2, place it on top, and now the last one loose block, and we place this on top of here, place it on the side, and again squeeze it together until you are happy where it sits all the time. Then we're going to glue all of them together this way. We're going to get this block over here, and I'm going to carefully, because it is still not dry, I'm just going to glue, place it on top, and then we place this one immediately also on this one, or else it doesn't stick anymore. So again, and now I think we have a nice roof for our little house. So we're going to let this dry in for at least a half hour before we're going to paint all the pieces. So in the meantime, our house and the roof of our house are drying. We are going to make kind of little standing signs, because I like to make all the pieces myself. And I told you we are ready with the 4s, but we are not. No, we are not. We have 3. I have already 4, I see. We have 3 rows of 4 and 3 sets of 2. So you see it already on the table. You have again 3 sets of 4, and you have 3 sets of 2, and this will be kind of little standing signs, so you can decorate them any way you like, because you can of course give them some print on top. You can paint something yourself on top, so do whatever you think it's right, but they are so easy. You do some mud pots on it, and you can do some sticker lettering on top. You can do anything. So I'm going to squeeze them, clean them up, and let them dry in for a couple of minutes. So now I have all the pieces we need, and I'm going to paint it. I'm going to do 2 of these pieces. I'm going to do in the dark blue, and 1 of this one in dark blue. The rest, this and this, will be in the red. So again, we could just going to use, but you can do any color combinations, mix it up any way you like. And of course, what I'm going to do also, I'm going to do the roof in dark blue also. And I'm going to leave the house, the base of the house, in the wood color. So but also there mix it up the way you like to want, the way you want to have it. That's a better, better English. So you see, I'm going to do the roof also in dark blue. So I take my time for it because it's a little bit tricky with all those little stairs. So I'm going to do this also in dark blue. So now I'm going to do one of this one in red and two of the stands in red. So I'm going to use a little bit of the acrylic paint because that's the wood is still coming through and I like that. But of course, I can't tell you enough. Do whatever you think it's right for your decor because I don't want to tell you what you must do. This is just an inspiration. So you see already I have some things on the table, especially some Scrabble letters on top, because I'm going to look for what I want to do on my little signs. There will be 3, and I'm going to find something for in the middle on my roof. I think the roof will be a star. So if you want to have this kind of letters, it's easy because they are really plain. Just give a little bit of the stressing on the side in the color which is matching for your season or your decor. Maybe you have fall. You can do some orange, brown, burgundy, that kind of colors. So I'm going to work with a couple of my letters and then I'm going to place them on my sign. So now I have my 3 signs, of course, which will be a sign. On 2 of them, I'm going to do this heart. Over here, I'm just going to do some glue in the middle. And you see how easy it is. You just take a piece. This is also one of the set of the Scrabble letters. You just place them in the middle, give it a little bit of pressure and let it dry in. Of course, make sure that it is in the middle. And you do here the same. And I do this one, but you can also print something out. You can do anything you like. Of course, we have this one over here also. Give it a little bit of pressure. Make sure when you have them next to each other that they are on the same height, because you want to have them looking equally the same. Over here, just don't turn it. And now we're going to have here the 3 letters USA. And now we're going to look for if I can get them on top of here. I see already, you see, I am, if everything is correctly, 1 block short. If I want to have them, of course, you can do them this way. And then they are fitting nicely. So I'm still debating what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do it this way or maybe just turn it. So I have to think about this one. So I was working with my letters, but I chose for to make my block, one of the red, a little 1 block longer. So it's not 4 high, but 5 high. I think that looks the word USA a little bit better than I really scratch it in. So I'm going to do this one in 5 and the rest in 4. Of course, now I'm going to get a red on the piece and I'm going to do some glue over here on the underside, a very small line. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to dab it off a little bit. I think it's a little bit too much glue. And I'm going to do it exactly in the middle and press it down, make sure that you have it in the middle and give it some pressure. And I'm going to do the second one also, this one. You just do some glue. Of course, I must not be under the glue or under the paint. Do a little line of glue over here, dab it off a little, and then you're going to place it on top. Look always which side is the best. And you're going to go and place it in between. And again, make sure that you have a straight line, press it down and get your small brush and wipe away the glue which is sticking out. So now I'm going to place my letters. USA, you can place them of course over here and over here. And this one under here. And now they are looking really nice on top of each other. So I'm going to glue them and place it on the little stand. So now I have my little signs. I have here my star I made and I'm going to place it on top of here. So I'm going to do a little bit of glue in the middle. And I'm just debating where I want to have it. I think I'm going to do it over here. And place it in the middle. Make sure that you press it down real hard. And then we're going to let this dry and we're going to, you can glue this top of course on your house. But if you want to change it up, maybe you can just, because this is really heavy, so you can easily place it on top, maybe with some sticky gum, and then you can later use it as a rack. So you don't have to use it as a house every time. So I recommend do some sticky gum and just then place it on top of your rack, because then will be a rack. So, and this is what I mean. And if you leave it this way, also in this color, sand it before you going to use it, because then you also work away the stains from the wood glue. Wood glue is great, but it also gives a little bit of a shininess where you do glue it. So if you want to do it really high-end looking, just sand it and then place this top just loose on it and do your stands and decorate it. But you see in a moment how I did decorate mine. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks house. And of course, like I tell you, you can also use it just like a rack. So you can change it up any way you like. Of course, everyone, I hope you give this one a try. And if you do, of course, I hope you enjoy. And everyone who is new here, of course, I hope you also enjoy what you saw. And if you do and you're not subscribed to the channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.